Hey, coffee breakers, grab your mugs and buckle up because you have just stepped back into the most energizing virtual coffee shop in America. Now tell me, what do you do when the curtain drops, the lights fade, and the performance comes to an end? You don't quit. You breathe, you reset, and you live your life with every ounce of passion and purpose God pours into you until, God willing, you get to step out and shine all over again. We'll dive into that right after the break. But first, let's coffee break. Hello again, coffee breakers, and welcome back. Whew! It's been a little while since we were last pounding the pavement together with a coffee break show. Whether you're listening today or catching up later, I hope you are living well, serving with a smile, and giving yourself permission to enjoy a little downtime every now and again. Downtime. What an interesting phrase, right? What does it really mean? Well, according to Microsoft Copilot, downtime means giving your mind and your body and your spirit a chance to rest, to reset, and release pressure. It's the intentional pause between responsibilities, which is the moment when you stop doing so you can simply be. I'm not sure if I have ever truly allowed myself to have intentional downtime, at least not until this week. My only goals right now are simple: rest, pray, read, listen to joyful instrumental music, write a few short stories, and quietly discern what comes next. This past Saturday marked the conclusion of the 2026 CANO Awards, and what a beautiful celebration it was. Congratulations once again to our 7 extraordinary honorees: Jim Cunningham, Irma Chijecki, Bernadette Tarr, Dr. Janet Bassett, Karen McCollum, Sid Starr, and Julie Stringer, all representing the Church of St. Benedict in Broken Arrow, St. Patrick Catholic Church in Sand Springs, St. Thomas More Catholic Church in Tulsa, and the Tulsa Mental Health Community. The program ran on schedule from noon to 3 p.m. No dancing for me this year, though I had hoped to redeem myself after 2023 when we first had the awards. But hey, there's always 2028. Now, truth be told, I am considering separating the festivities into 2 different fundraising events: a spring dance fundraiser and a late summer awards ceremony. One in the evening, one in the afternoon. Then again, this may have been the final awards ceremony. Now, that's a hard thought to sit with for me, but ultimately, it's the Lord's story. I'm just a cast member, blessed to play a small role in the greatest story ever told. I will follow wherever He leads. I will follow you. Okay, I won't go there. As for 2026, the feedback was encouraging. The recent awards we just had, the guests loved the afternoon schedule, which was from 12 to 3 o'clock. The 50s, 60s music that we played during the first 2 hours was amazing, and the smaller number of awards compared to 2023 were appreciated, as well as having their dinner served to them at the tables without them having to get up and go out to the serving tables buffet style. And they also liked the layout of the room. Now, of course, there's always room to grow. Improvements for 2028 include keeping the awards behind the podium, shortening the opening segment, expanding the bar selection, developing a public relations plan, assembling an awards committee, calling for volunteers, and most importantly, securing sponsors. One challenge ahead is that we may need a new venue. The current owners of the Property Event Center are considering stepping away from the business, and that just breaks my heart. I truly, truly love this location. But what are you going to do? Life moves forward, and God always provides. So we're going to trust in Him and wish the best for the property owners of the property event center in whichever direction the Lord decides to take them. We hope they decide to keep it, but if He doesn't, then we pray for their continued success. Now, on the bright side, here's what one guest shared on Facebook. The whole event left me speechless and in a lot of thought. When you hear something like that, you know you are walking in step with the Lord and hopefully doing exactly what He wants you to be doing. So, a huge thank you to everyone who made this year event such a blessing, especially our honorees and their guests. God willing, we'll see you in 2028. Nominations open January 1st, 2028. So, be thinking about who you would like to nominate for a Good Neighbor Award. Let's take a short break. I have a humorous short story on the backside of that break related to the awards featuring the honorees as the cast of the story. We'll be back in a moment. Hey there, coffee breakers. Welcome back. Here is part one of a new short story for you titled The Case of the Missing Trophy, a comedy of neighbors starring the cast of honorees honored at Saturday's 2026 Carlos Michael Teresa Rogers Good Neighbor CANO Awards. In this episode, we learn that sometimes the best way to understand a story is to hear it straight from the person who accidentally caused all the chaos. So grab your coffee, settle in, and enjoy this unforgettable tale from the one and only Sid Starr, a man who never meant to start a mystery, but somehow ended up comforting a trophy like it was his grandchild, which we will get to right after this.
Let me start by saying this. I didn't mean to cause a commotion. I didn't plan to become the center of a full-scale neighborhood investigation. And I definitely didn't expect Dr. Janet Bassett to look at me like she was about to prescribe medication. But here we are. The 2026 CANO Awards had just ended, and everyone was buzzing around like caffeinated bees. Jim Cunningham was stacking chairs with military precision. Irma Chajecki was checking under every table for lost purses. Bernadette Mama Pants Tarr was retelling Laura's joke for the 14th time. And somehow, it kept getting funnier. Meanwhile, I was tired. Not, I need a nap tired, more like, I need to sit down before I fall down tired. So I wandered into the lobby, found a comfy chair, and sat. That's when I saw it. The Good Neighbor Trophy, just sitting there, alone, unsupervised, vulnerable. Now, I'm a good neighbor. I've won awards for it, literally. So when I saw that trophy sitting all by itself, I thought, well, that's not very neighborly. So I picked it up, sat it on my lap, and kept it company. That's it. That's the whole crime. The investigation begins. Apparently, while I was comforting the trophy, the rest of the honorees were losing their minds. Carlos was pacing. Jim was checking the perimeter. Irma was whispering, "This is how mysteries start." Bernadette was crawling under the dessert table. Julie was sighing like she'd seen this movie before. And Dr. Janet Bassett, God bless her, was conducting a full medical-grade search of the banquet hall. I heard them before I saw them. Footsteps, whispers, the sound of Irma saying, "I swear I heard clinking." Then they rounded the corner and saw me, sitting peacefully, smiling, holding the trophy like a newborn baby. Carlos froze. Janet blinked twice. Jim whispered, "I knew it." Bernadette yelled, "Sid, you scared me half to death!" Irma clutched her chest. Julie just said, "Of course." Carlos approached like I was a raccoon holding a wedding ring. "Sid, buddy, why do you have the trophy?" I shrugged. It looked lonely. Janet covered her mouth to hide a laugh. "Sid, you can't just adopt the trophy." "I wasn't adopting it," I said. "I was comforting it. It's been through a lot today." Jim nodded. "He's not wrong." Irma agreed. "Honestly, that's the most neighborly thing I've seen all week." Bernadette wiped her eyes. "Now I'm crying again. Thanks a lot, Sid." Julie shook her head. "Only at the CANO Awards." The heart of the matter. Carlos sat beside me, the trophy still resting comfortably on my lap. "Sid," he said, "this is exactly what the CANO Awards are about. Not the trophy, not the ceremony, but moments like this. When someone sees something that looks alone and decides to sit with it." Dr. Janet Bassett nodded. "Kindness isn't complicated. It's noticing. It's showing up. It's choosing love in small ways." Irma added, "It's making sure no one and nothing feels forgotten." Jim smiled. "It's being a good neighbor." I stood up, trophy in hand. "Well then, who wants to help me put this thing back before it wanders off again?" Everyone laughed, loudly, joyfully, together. And that's when I realized something. Being a great neighbor isn't about big gestures. It's about small moments of kindness, even if that kindness is directed at a trophy. The moral of the story: you don't have to win an award to be a great neighbor. You just have to show up, notice, care, sit with someone when they look lonely, even if they're made of metal. And that, my friends, is the true spirit of the CANO Awards.
And that, friends, is Sid Starr in all his neighborly glory, proving that sometimes the funniest moments teach the gentlest lessons. When kindness comes naturally, even a trophy feels seen. Join us next time with Part 2 of this 9-part series titled The Great CANO Caper, Part 2, Dr. Janet Bassett's official account.
Well, that's it for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's coffee break. Have a great day. Until next time, God bless.